You know, it's amazing when you're working full time. You don't have the time to remember you don't have the time to spend it the way you'd like to. And before anyone starts to bandy around labels like Catwoman, okay, I've never had kids of my own. That doesn't make me freaky. I taught kids for 42 years. I just never had the opportunity to cradle my own. Now, in medieval Britain, about the 1200s, childless women who had cats were despised and misunderstood. Thankfully, we're now in a more scientifically astute age, when we understand the nature of the cat's eyes and how they weren't necessarily associated with paganism, but were biologically advanced and well adapted to their skill, hunting. Anyway, I'm not going to ramble on or justify how and why I've got cats. They're not replacements for kids. They're pets. I treat them as pets and I love them all. Accept it. Right, let's get to their names and their personalities. But first, why I've got 5 cats and not a more manageable 2. Well, I adopted 2 sisters from a rescue centre about 8 years ago. Buttercup, a beautiful tabby, and Rosie, an equally beautiful tortoiseshell. Then, a year later, I developed breast cancer, and up to that point I'd only managed to get Buttercup spayed. Unfortunately, while I was having chemotherapy, poor little Rosie was assaulted by a roaming tuxedo male, and my husband and I soon realised she was pregnant. Now, over the next few months, we kept a careful eye on her in case she needed some help during her delivery. But amazingly, one morning, she came downstairs for her breakfast, and I shrieked to my husband, "Oh, wow, Rosie's thin." Discreetly, my husband went upstairs to the birthing room, which we'd put together and prepared for her some time before. He came downstairs and announced the birth of 3 little kittens. I'm getting emotional as I'm actually writing this. But you know what? What a beautiful sight I'd never seen before. To be honest though, had I had a child of my own, that sight would of course have been surpassed. Well, apparently a cat's litter, the first litter, is usually small. So we had 3 little additions and 3 I was going to keep. No way would I give them up. Born here, raised here, full stop. They grew from delightful little kittens into beautiful adults, happy, active and loved. Names? So unoriginal. On the spur of the moment, I call them in an Enid Blyton way, Millie, Molly and Polly. Millie and Molly are black. Polly is, taken after her father, the errant father. She's a tuxedo. It's only now that I've had time to play with them in the back garden and roll ping pong balls and watch them run and capture them competitively. We have lots of farmland at the back of our home and, of course, loads of trees, which makes it easy for them to climb. They're great fun to watch, and now, when I can spend a little time finding them, it's just an enjoyable activity. So there it is, Rosie, Buttercup, Millie, Molly and Polly, and me and hubby, a great team and a winning combination. My everlasting love to them all. Please like, share and subscribe if you liked listening to this tale, and let me know of your relationship with your pets. That would be nice. Thank you. Goodbye.